Thanks, thanks for coming. My name is Martha.
My name is Derek.
My name is Sahib.
We're going to talk about, thank you all for coming for this discussion. We're going to talk about persuasive speech. One of the questions I have is, evidence is one of the component of arguments when you're making a persuasive speech. What are some of the materials that you should use to make your claim?
Well, evidence, yes, is really a good one to have. Facts as well are also very good to have when trying to give a persuasive speech. And also, when you're trying to give a persuasive speech, you also kind of want to know what the audience feel is like so that you can work with that a little bit. And then also, since you're in a serious kind of persuasive speech, I'd also kind of joke around a little bit too to get the audience kind of a little bit relaxed about it. Keep them towards your side a little bit. And you just really have to work on them, persuading them to whatever you're working on. So.
Definitely, like you said, evidence. It's a main component of a persuasive speech, but you also need like proof. You need statistics. You can have images. Something people can see with their own eyes. Um, Definitely, you should know what you're talking about. You shouldn't just read it like straight from the notes. Just copy someone else's articles. You want people to believe that you know what you're talking about, so that it's going to be easier to change their beliefs.
Thank you. I have another question. The other question is, when you're doing persuasive speech, audiences is one of the things that you should check. And why is this so important when you're making a persuasive speech?
Well, the audience is kind of the most important thing in a persuasive speech because those are the people that you're giving the speech to. And really, you just want to know kind of what the feel of the room is to make sure you know what the room is kind of feeling. See if you need to, maybe get a little more serious, give some more facts, maybe get the people laughing a little bit, maybe because basically in a persuasive speech you want to get them to your side, so you need to make sure that the audience is with you and listening to you.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, like audience is one of the biggest parts. If you don't have an audience, you're just talking to yourself. Who you're persuading, no one. So having an audience, you gotta have credibility with them. You gotta gain their trust, and you gotta make them believe that you know what you're talking about, and you gotta make them think that yeah, he can probably change my attitudes toward this certain something. So I definitely.
Yeah, what you're saying is that you should check their reactions.
Yeah, you should check their reactions. See if they're being entertained or if they're like bored. If they're bored, you're not going to persuade anyone. You already know they're not listening to you. They're just spacing out, looking at the ceiling. You're doing something wrong. So always gotta check your audience.
Okay, it's a good answer. The other question I would ask is, would you say that persuasive speeches are good in petitions? Do you think they really work?
I think persuasive speeches in petitions would work because whatever you're trying to get people to sign off on, to put their signature on for that petition, if they're really not sure about it, you really got to persuade them. You got to give them a speech, give them a little info about what's going on, let them know what it's about. So really, yeah, I do think they do work. You got to give them evidence, facts, make sure, they're informed about what's going on, why or why not to sign this. So
Yeah, definitely. Petitions. You gotta change people's attitudes toward a certain something. Last year, the library was having a petition where they wanted to move the smoking area outside further away. So people were going around trying to get people's signatures, and like some people be like, "Why? Why do we need to do this?" So you have to come up with the evidence and the proof to why it was harmful. So definitely in a petition, I'd say persuasive speaking would be very good.
Good. I have another questions about. It's not about something that, but I think you have heard about it. It's about GMO food. GMO food, they have having these big debates, discussions about whether to label the GMO in our stores or not. What do you think? Do you think persuasive speech would work on this case, this scenario?
Yeah, I think persuasive speech would work just because either if whatever side you're on, whether if you're trying to get it labeled or not labeled, persuasive speech would work on both sides. Just because you really want to persuade people to do this so that you could either win the debate or the legal thing. So you got to give presentation speeches, persuasive speeches about why this would be good or bad. Give lots of evidence, facts. Make sure audiences with you know what they're so that they know what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Like what he said, it would work on both sides. Let's say someone who wants GMO labeled foods. They should try to persuade to the people that don't want it. So try to change their beliefs, and you can work vice versa. So definitely, make sure you know what your crowd, your audience is feeling towards the subject. So you're kind of connecting with them. So I think.
Would you say that persuasive are better than maybe informative or the other entertaining speeches?
I think persuasive is kind of a little bit better just because when you're persuading, you're also informing too. So you're kind of getting two things done at once there. Persuading them to come to your side and informing them about something. So
and also entertaining because you have to bring funny jokes when you're doing your persuasive.
I definitely do think persuasive speeches are better than informative, but it also matters what you're talking about. If you're just going to inform people about something, you can't just start telling them what to do. It's like how we did our informative speeches. It said do not persuade, because it's one of the things we're just telling people about something. But persuasive speaking and overall, I would say it's better than informative because like you said, you're getting two in one. So.
Thank you so much for coming.